This administration is a rabid dog, and it's turning us upside down. And all, as far as I'm concerned, it's as obvious as the nose on your face. You can make a bad decision about a candidate. It's not who you are. It doesn't mean you're dumb. It doesn't mean you're different. It doesn't mean, the trouble with what's happening right now is these really negative forces like the Steve Bannons of the world are convincing us that we're separate.
It looked harmless at first, and that was exactly what made the moment feel dangerous. Bright studio lights, easy applause, a polished television set built for laughs, not for collapse. Nobody in the room looked like they were expecting the ground to shift. Then Jim Carrey started talking, and in a matter of seconds, the whole atmosphere changed. Because when Jim Carrey goes after Donald Trump, he does not sound like a politician, and he definitely does not sound like some nervous celebrity trying to stay safe and offend nobody. He sounds like a man staring straight at the absurdity of the whole act and refusing to pretend it is normal anymore. And once he locked into that tone, you could feel it right away. This was not going to be one of those soft little celebrity jokes that disappears the second the audience stops clapping. This was about to turn into something sharper, something meaner, something Trump was never going to handle well.
This Donald Trump, even though we don't want to, let's bring it on the panel for this.
He's a car salesman. He's a used car salesman.
Absolutely.
And he's, he didn't make America great again, but he did turn back the odometer. So who knows what the hell is wrong with us?
But
Carrey started casually, almost too casually, like he was just warming the room up before the real hit landed. He said Trump sells himself the way a used car salesman sells a shiny lemon, loud promises, flashy paint, oversized gestures, and an engine that starts coughing the second you take it onto a real road. The audience burst out laughing because the image landed immediately. Everybody could see it. But Carrey did not pause long enough for the room to settle. He pushed right into the next one. He said Trump did not make America great again. He just rolled back the odometer and hoped nobody would ask where all the missing miles went. That line cracked the place wide open. Now people were not just laughing, they were leaning in because they could feel the bit turning into a dismantling. The jokes were landing, but beneath the jokes was something heavier taking shape. Then Carrey made the point that shifted the whole segment. He said the real problem with Trump is not just the lies, because America has survived liars before. The real problem is the shamelessness, the way he says absolutely anything with total confidence and counts on the noise to protect him from the truth. Carrey said shamelessness is not a superpower. It is the trademark of a villain. That line hit differently. The room still laughed, but the laughter tightened. You could feel the energy change. Suddenly, this was no longer just celebrity mockery. It was a full public stripping down of the Trump act. And Carrey was the perfect person to do it because he understands performance better than almost anyone. He knows exaggeration. He knows masks. He knows what it looks like when a man plays a role for so long that the role starts swallowing the person underneath it. That was what made Carrey's words so dangerous. He was not just attacking Trump, he was identifying him. The fake strongman, the fake savior, the fake winner, the fake truth teller. A man wrapped in branding, hairspray, gold shine, and spectacle, all of it designed to keep people from looking too closely at what was underneath.
Trump is toast.
And so you just kind of digest the news of the day.
It's an affirmation.
Here we have...
That's Space Force.
That's the Space Force, yeah.
That's the beginning of Space Force. That's right. Oh, look at this. I can do anything with it. Working, not working.
Then Carrey twisted the knife. He said defending Trump is like putting makeup on a melanoma. The room exploded, then froze for a beat, because the line was brutal and precise at the same time. Ugly, dangerous, impossible to fix with cosmetics. That was the whole point. Trump does not solve decay, Carrey said. He paints over it. He does not repair damage. He markets around it. He does not move the country forward. He turns the whole national conversation into a polished luxury showroom where everything sparkles until you actually start opening the doors. At that point, in this dramatized version of the moment, Trump was already watching, and at first he reacted the way he always does. A smirk, a dismissive eye roll, a muttered insult to whoever happened to be standing nearby. That familiar little performance of pretending not to care. But Carrey kept going, and the tone only got worse for him.
So that's the ratio of truth to bullshit. With Trump, basically anything he says is 20 to 1. Okay, it's 20 to 1, man.
No, of course, I never
want to see something interesting. Everybody
yes.
is saying, well, not everybody's. I sound like Trump now. Everybody's saying. Everybody's saying. Guy down here saying. There's a guy down here saying it. The voices in my head are saying.
Yeah.
He said Trump talks like he is rebuilding America, but every time he opens his mouth, it sounds more like demolition with branding. Job of what? Carrey asked. Demolition Man? There is nothing left. The audience roared again because the line did exactly what the strongest anti-Trump jokes always do. It took this giant, oversized myth and shrank it into one devastating, ridiculous picture people could understand instantly. But then Carrey did something unexpected. He shifted the tone again. He said the saddest part is not even Trump himself. It is the way politics has become identity for too many people. Vote one way and suddenly people think it defines their soul. Follow one man and somehow his collapse starts to feel like their collapse too. Carrey said no, that is the lie. A politician is not your identity. A bad political choice does not make you worthless. That softer turn gave the whole segment real weight. He was not just mocking Trump anymore. He was trying to break the spell around him. He was giving people a way to separate themselves from the spectacle. And that was the part Trump could never handle. He can survive insults. He can survive outrage. He can survive scandal. What he cannot survive is somebody taking the mythology apart so clearly that ordinary people can finally see the mechanism. Jim Carrey did that. He made Trump look less like some political giant and more like a role that had gone on too long, a performance fraying under pressure. A public image so overworked that even the hairpiece seemed ready to walk off the set before the man did. Then came the fictional meltdown, the pacing, the raging, the phone slammed down on the table, the demands to know why these people keep getting booked, the predictable shouting about ratings, irrelevance, washed-up celebrities, bitterness, desperation, all the usual panic signals from a man trying to look untouched while visibly coming apart. And the worse the reaction got, the more it proved Carrey's point. Because if the joke meant nothing, why react like the building was burning? If the insult was so weak, why did the costume suddenly look like it was shaking? By the end of the night, the studio no longer felt like a TV set. It felt like a public mirror. And standing in that mirror was a man built almost entirely on image, only to discover that once the audience starts laughing at the construction itself, the whole illusion begins to slide. Not gracefully, not quietly, and definitely not with the wig intact.